Okay, so I had so many comments on how to spot a neurotypical woman, asking how to spot a neurotypical man. I want to reiterate once again, these are invisible disorders, so these how to spot them are not 100% effective, but it'll give you an idea. So I have made a video like this before, but let's go again. As I did say before, neurotypical men are harder to spot than their female counterparts. This could be one of the reasons that men are less likely to be diagnosed with neurotypical spectrum disorder, but there are a few telltale signs. So for starters, and the most obvious, neurotypical men rarely have tattoos. Not many anyway. They have a much lower pain threshold than a normal man. So when they do get tattoos, they'll be much smaller. They certainly don't have 27. They definitely don't have whole back pieces, and they definitely don't have whole blackout tattoos. I do tend to find that a lot of neurotypical men have very specific special interests. A lot of them are really into talking about politics, especially as they get older. Ad nauseum. Lots love to talk incessantly about Bitcoin. Ad nauseum. And a lot are obsessed, and I mean like full-blown obsessed, with sports. Not playing them, just to be clear. I don't know a lot of neurotypical men that play sports. They're just sitting on the couch with their safe food of beer, yelling at the TV, and then telling everyone, we won, we won! And they will have a lot of trouble emotionally regulating if their special team doesn't win. They can really be in a low mood for a long time after. Then if you make them their favorite safe food of steak for dinner, that can generally perk them up. Now with the way they dress, this can be a bit tricky. Neurotypical men and normal men can largely look the same. Mostly just shorts and a t-shirt that is navy, brown, black, white, or khaki. One big difference though, neurotypical men will always dress like this. Almost never moving away from those safe colours. And they almost never accessorize with jewelry. And almost never with piercings. Certainly not multiple piercings. With their hair, again, it's largely the same as normal men. The colour will be whatever the colour is. And largely short back and sides. Again, the difference being with neurotypical men, it will almost always be like that. They pretty much don't experiment with colour or letting it grow long. Although that is definitely cultural and definitely more of a Western thing. I'm not saying it never happens, but I have never seen a neurotypical man with a mohawk. One last obvious difference between normal men and neurotypical men. Neurotypical men largely tend to have a lack of interest in kids, even their own. I'm not saying they don't love their kids, don't get me wrong. It's just you don't see them running around with kids as much as normal men. You don't see them getting all excited that their friends are having kids, and you rarely see them racing their nieces and nephews up and down the halls at family gatherings, or having Nerf battles with them out the back. They largely just seem kind of uninterested. Some even kind of annoyed by kids. So yeah, neurotypical spectrum disorder is harder to spot in men. That's why so many of them get to adulthood without being diagnosed. Definitely need more studies on what it looks like to be neurotypical in a man, because there seems to be a lot of information lacking. Let me know in the comments if there's anything else that you've noticed about neurotypical spectrum disorder in men that I've missed.